back to my channel. So this is the part 3 in my hair series for the month called Storytime and Style. And today's story time is called My Sleep Paralysis Experience. So I get sleep paralysis. I've been getting sleep paralysis since I was 13, I believe. Yes, 13 years old. So before I start the story, I'm gonna just give you an idea of what I'm doing with my hair. I'm just doing a regular wash and go. I'm gonna talk about my wash and go a little bit just because I'm using some different products. I like to start off on like super wet hair, and I'm using the Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie as my moisturizer and leave-in. So I'm just gonna, put the Shea Moisture on the whole section first. I like to work it in, kind of press it into it. And then I detangle with my wide tooth comb. You can't cry in here. Look how healthy my hair still looks. So blunt still, I could tell. Anyway, and so to moisturize, and then I seal in that moisture with my shea butter mix. Take about that much. And I like to just put it all over the section, make sure it's going through, press it in, and then I take some more and I like to put it inside to my scalp, and I just massage my scalp, make sure it's on my scalp so that it can keep my scalp healthy and moisturized. Take my Tangle Teaser, I detangle, start from the bottom, work my way up. Help detangle my hair some more. Okay, and the different product that I'm using this time is the Eco Styler Black Castor and Flaxseed Oil Gel. I used this gel before, not for wash and go, but just for my edges, and I didn't like it. It didn't do anything. But I've been hearing some really good reviews as far as a styler for wash and goes, because it's not too much. Eco Styler gel makes your hair really hard. First of all, if you use a moisturizer underneath, it won't make your hair too hard, but it kind of just makes your hair hard. But this particular, I've been hearing this formula is not as hard or not as harsh as the other formulas, and people have been getting some pop and wash and goes with it. So I just wanted to try it to see how I liked it. My go-to is the Kinky Girly Curling Custard, but I do like to use Eco Styler gel. I used to use Styler gel a lot in the past for wash and goes religiously, so I decided to give it another try. So yeah, so let's get into the story time. So it's my dog crying in the background. So, when I was in the 7th grade, I can't remember exactly. Okay, you remember that movie, The Exorcism of Emily Rose? I believe that movie came out when I was in the 7th grade. And I saw it and it freaked me out. Obviously, it was a young girl getting possessed. I started getting sleep paralysis around after I saw that movie in the theaters with my friends. So I was in the 7th grade, I was 13 years old, and I remember summer break had started, and one night I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was awake and I could see my room, but I couldn't move. I would try to move and I wasn't able to physically move. I was like, what the heck? Why am I stuck to my bed? What the heck? What the heck is that about? So I was stuck to my bed and I was scared, so I tried to scream out, to call my mom, Mom. I couldn't scream. And then I felt a presence in my room, and the presence made me feel really scared. And I couldn't, it's not I saw anything. Some people, when they get sleep paralysis, they see things, they see demons, or they see things happen. I didn't see anything, but I felt like a presence. And so I got really scared and I was trying to move, but I couldn't move. So I'm like trying to move, I'm trying to wiggle my fingers, and now, next thing I know is I feel the presence on top of me, as if it's like on top of me. So because I see this presence like is on top of me, and I'm like, oh my God, like, what the heck? And I can't move, I can't do anything, so I'm just laying there in this presence. Like, when I say presence, I mean like, I couldn't see it, but I could feel it, like its weight on top of me. Like I could feel that there was, as if someone was sitting on my chest. It literally felt like someone was sitting on my chest, and that was the reason why I couldn't get up. And then all of a sudden, it just like let go, and I was no longer like stuck to the bed. As soon as I let go, I just jumped up and I ran to my mom's room and I went to bed with her. That was it. So the next night, I go to bed again, or try to go to bed again, and it happens again. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't understand. Like, why am I having this experience? Like, this is weird. So this time, I'm laying on my stomach, because the first night, I was laying on my back. The second night, I was laying on my stomach. Oh my goodness, this is actually kind of nice. I have naturally frizzy hair, so the parts that are naturally frizzy aren't really getting crazy silky to me, but they're better. They're pretty, it's decent. I like it. Yeah, it looks nice, and my curls are popping. And I have elongation too. Look at the way it's hanging. I kind of like it. So the next day, I'm laying on my stomach now, and I'm like freaking out because it happens again. I wake up in the middle of the night. I can see my room. It's not like I can't see my room, and I feel weird. Like it's weird. Like later I can describe the feeling better, but at the time it just felt like I felt this really weird like pressure feeling, I guess. It starts out as like kind of pressure, and the pressure just gets like more intense as, you know, the experience goes on. So I wake up in the middle of the night and I feel the pressure feeling again. Same like feeling of going into this sensation. And it happens again. And I can't move, I can't yell, I'm laying on my stomach, so I'm like, Mom, like trying to yell Mom, and like I'm imagining saying Mom, like, or help or something like that, and like nothing is coming out my mouth. Like I can't say anything, I can't scream, I can't do anything. It's as if I'm like I'm stuck, like I'm paralyzed. And I'm like, oh my God, and mind you, I'm 13, so I'm in the 7th, I remember because I was in the 7th grade. And so I'm freaking out, and I'm just like, what the heck? So I again get that feeling of a presence being there, and it's sitting on top of me. And so I'm like freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, there's something on me, like I don't know what to do. Finally, when I guess I'm like released from the sensation, I like get up again and I run to my mom's room and I lay in her bed, and she's just kind of like whatever, like, you know, she's not thinking much of it, like whatever. And so the next day I'm like, I tell my mom, like, Mommy, I think I'm possessed. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I think I'm possessed. And she's like, why do you say that? I'm like, I watched that movie, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and I don't know, I think a spirit's followed me, I don't know what it is, but I think I'm just possessed. And so she doesn't take me seriously, like she's just like whatever. But at the time, like I never heard anything of sleep paralysis, so I didn't know that it was this thing. Like I just thought like some supernatural thing was coming over me and I couldn't control it, and it lasted only like no more than a minute, I would say, but it just felt like a long time because I'm like stuck in a position that I can't get out of. So now I'm like, oh my God, like I decide from then on, that whole summer I slept on my mom's bed, because for some reason it didn't happen when I like went to my mom's room. So that whole summer I slept on my mom's bed, but it continued on like forever. Like literally from that point on, I just got it. Like all that summer I got it. Like if I slept in my own bed, I got it every night. I got it, it would happen. Like it would not just not happen that whole summer. So finally, I was able to go back to sleeping in my own bed, and it would like come every now and then. It wouldn't come like every night, it would come every once in a while. And as I got like older, like into high school, it was different. Like as I got older, it changed. It didn't so much feel like somebody was sitting on top of me. It started to feel like I just couldn't move, or there was like a presence in the room, but I just couldn't move. And it's not like a nice presence, it's like an evil presence, like a scary presence, like it's like a negative presence, as if someone has like broken into your house and like is in your room watching you. Like that's what it feels like. It's not like, oh, like, you know, angel kisses or anything like that. It does not feel nice. It's like scary, even if you don't have that like pressure on your chest or anything like that. So when I got to high school, I think I was like in my senior year or something, and I don't remember like how I heard about sleep paralysis, but I remember someone mentioned it, and I was like, what is that? And then they described it, and I was like, oh my gosh, is that what's happening to me? Is that what I'm experiencing? It's called sleep paralysis. Like, so I Googled it, and it basically like is that during the night, like you, like the spiritual thing, it basically has been going on for like thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And many people, even in history, have experienced it. And it's basically like the spiritual aspect of it is a succubus or incubus. If you're like I forget if it's male or female, like it's a male and female. I forget which one's the female and which one's the male, but I think the incubus is the female, succubus is the male. It might be vice versa, but whatever. If you're a female, you'll get the male one, and then if you're a male, you get the female one. And basically in like, I guess, mythology or folklore, the idea is that it's a demon basically, and it comes to you in your sleep, and it basically molests you or like rapes you in your sleep. That's basically the idea of the incubus and the succubus. It's a female or male demon that comes to a female or opposite male, and it rapes the person in their sleep. And so I'm like, yo, really? Like, that's why it feels like basically it's sitting on top of you. And once I found that out, I was like, yo, what the heck? That's so freaking weird. I never thought of it as like raping or anything like that, or being sexual with me. I just saw it as like a demon sitting on top of me. And I kind of like knew like it was like a evil presence or like a demon, because I thought I was being possessed. Like I felt it, because I guess when it first started happening, hold on, shit. Okay, good. I guess when it first started happening, I felt like there was something inside me, like something was controlling me, like, and it wasn't me. Like I was still me, but it felt like something else had control over me. So that's why I felt like I was being like, I was possessed, because you know, you're still you when you're possessed, but you feel like something else is controlling your body, and that's how I felt. So once I learned that, it kind of made it less scary for me, because I'm like, oh, like, because I actually learned the scientific aspect of it too. So basically the scientific aspect of sleep paralysis, the brain is basically trying to go to sleep. Usually it happens like when you're really tired, or you know, you wake up in the middle of the night, or you wake up too early, or something going on with your sleep pattern, and your brain is confused. Basically your brain and your body aren't in sync. Basically what's happening is you're awake, meaning your brain is awake, but it thinks that it's asleep. So it sends out messages to the body as if it's asleep. So I guess when you go into REM mode, which means like you're about to go into like dream mode, and when you go into REM mode, basically just means that you're basically your body preparing for deep sleep, which is how you like, you know, your body recharges, and also like allows you to go into dream mode. It's a deep sleep, and during that time, you know, you'll know when someone's in REM mode because their eyes start to flutter like this when they're sleeping. And so you'll know someone's in a deep sleep if their eyes are like fluttering and they're dreaming. It also means they're dreaming, usually. So also too, that's another thing I forgot out. The first time I left that part out, because it doesn't happen to me now, so I forgot about it. But also too, when the first time I ever experienced sleep paralysis, while I felt the incubus or succubus or whatever the heck on top of me, my eyes were like fluttering. Like it felt like my eyes were doing this. Like, doesn't that look crazy? It felt like my eyes were doing that, and then I could still see my room. So I felt like I was blinking like super fast, and then like I could see like the room. It was like creeping me out. So that doesn't happen to me anymore, the fluttering in the eyes, but yeah. That used to happen. So basically, this, like I said, the scientific aspect of sleep paralysis is that your body is awake, but your brain thinks it's asleep. So your brain sends messages to, like chemical messages to your body that is asleep. And basically when you're going into dream mode, your brain tells your body to be paralyzed because when you're dreaming, you'll basically to keep you from reenacting your dreams or enacting your dreams. Your body sends out signals for you to be paralyzed, so you cannot get up. So if you try to move your arm, you can't move it because you're in dream mode. Now, I do not know about sleepwalkers. Not sure the scientific and chemical aspect of that. Maybe there's like a chemical imbalance, and that's why some people get sleepwalk. But I know that your brain is supposed to send the chemicals out when you're dreaming to your body to paralyze itself for that time being, so that you don't hurt yourself in your sleep. But because your body's awake and it's now paralyzed, it's scary because you're like, oh my god, I can't move, I can't move. Now the actual physical presence, like the actual pressure you feel when you get sleep paralysis, I do not know why you get that feeling, but I know that is why people get sleep paralysis, because your brain thinks it's asleep when it's really awake. So yeah, that's that. So when I read on it and found that out, I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, this is what I've had all this time. I swore I was getting like possessed, and my mom had me thinking I was crazy because she looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what are you talking about? You're not possessed. Like, what are you talking about? But really, like, I just had sleep paralysis. So I explained it to her, and she kind of still just looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, it's a real thing. Like, and I actually met other people who had the experience too. Like, I met like so many people who said, yes, that happened to me too. And it made me feel like I wasn't alone. Like, oh, I'm not the only one who's experiencing this. But it was just crazy to me that it took like 5 years before I realized learned what I was experiencing. And I just, that entire time I thought, like, you know what, I'm just getting possessed in the middle of the night sometimes. Like, another thing about my experience is that since I'm older, I've been able to learn how to control it better. So now I don't get it as often as I used to. The older I've gotten, the less I get it. I guess because I know how to control it. I also know like when around is gonna happen. So like I've learned that with me, my sleep paralysis happens more so like if I'm really tired and I'm trying to stay awake, I'll go into it because you're messing with your sleep cycle, or you're messing with your sleep pattern, because now your brain wants to go to sleep but you're staying awake, so your brain's like, F this shit, I'm going to sleep, and your body's awake, and then you'll have sleep paralysis. That's happened. There's been times where I was like reading and then I was trying to go into sleep, but I was still like awake and I had sleep paralysis, and I was like next to my friend and I was in the middle of having sleep paralysis, and then I came out of it and my friend was like talking to me and I was like, oh my god, I just had sleep paralysis. And she was just like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, and I'm like, she's like, oh my god, I wish I saw I wish I looked at you because I didn't notice. I'm like, yeah, like I just had a sleep paralysis experience. Also too, now like I know how to like kind of shake myself out of it or like control it better. So like now I can like literally, like if I'm going, like I can basically keep myself from having one. I mean, I guess there's still some times when I like can't control it. Like that particular time I think I was in college when that happened, or like a little bit out of college when that happened, and I couldn't control it because I was so tired that it just kind of like fell upon me. But there's times now, like if I wake up in the middle of the night or wake up too early in the morning and I have the experience, I can feel myself falling. It feels like I'm falling. Like now that I'm not an older person, like I'm an adult, it literally feels like I'm falling into it. So when I start to feel that sensation, like as if I'm about to fall into it, it basically to me now feels like if I was on the edge of a cliff and I'm starting to like turn, like my body's starting to turn to fall into the pit. That's literally how it feels now. So like now I can like stop myself, like grab onto something or shake myself out of it. So what I do, my ways of getting out of it now is I'll just kind of like shake my head, because you kind of fall into it, so you're already starting to become paralyzed once like you fall into it. So my methods for like getting out of it is I just kind of like shake my head to like basically kind of like wake my brain up, like, hello, I'm not asleep. And then, or I'll like move my hands, I'll move my fingers, I'll kind of just like move my body, because because you're falling into it, you're already starting to be paralyzed. So you have to kind of like, it's easier to like move your digits, or like your digits meaning like your fingers or your external body parts, like your arms or your toes or your legs, and that kind of like helps you to come out of it. So now like I don't really experience sleep paralysis as much as I used to, because now I know how to get out of it. I think now I get like full sleep paralysis maybe. I don't even get full sleep paralysis, but I mean like, because it used to be really bad when it first started happening, I guess because I didn't know how to control it. But now I don't really get it. I get it like maybe like twice a year now. But when I like do get it in between, or like I'm starting to fall into it, I kind of just like shake myself out of it. Also too with me, I have to like get up, meaning that if I am starting to have sleep paralysis and I've shaken myself out of it, I have to get up. If I do not get up, I will keep falling into it, and I will keep having to shake myself out of it, and it's really irritating. So the best thing for me is like, if I notice that I'm starting to fall into it, I should just go ahead and get up, you know, get some water, walk around, take, you know, go down the hall, come back, lay back down. Once I get up and my brain now is aware, like you're awake, then it won't happen again for the rest of the night. But if I keep trying to like, cause if I'm too tired, I'm like, I don't feel like getting up, and I keep trying to like ignore it, I'll just keep having to like, you know, shake myself out of it, which after a while can get really annoying, because it's an annoying sensation. So yeah, so basically like that's what sleep paralysis is, and those are my sleep paralysis experiences. I know some people, I actually have friends who get sleep paralysis, and it's like way scarier than what I experienced. Like I know some people who get sleep paralysis, and like they actually do have like sexual experiences with the succubus or incubus or whatever. Like they do feel like they're having like a sexual experience with it. Or I have people who like tell me that they see shadows, or they tell me that they see demons, or they see like they'll like see the actual, like they'll see the demon, like it'll be like a shadow or like a person like in the room, but they can't make out a face. So like yeah, I had a friend who told me that, but that her in her experience, that her incubus or succubus or whatever like made her have sex with someone else, and like it was just like a weird experience for her. She was like really scared to go to sleep. I had another friend who told me that in her experience that, you know, there was a demon in her window and it wouldn't go away. Had somebody else tell me that somebody was just watching her, like someone in the room just watching her all the while you can't move. So it's funny because my boyfriend told me he never had sleep paralysis, and I'm just like, oh my god, you're so lucky. My mom told me she never experienced it either. So for those of you who've never experienced sleep paralysis, you're some lucky ducks, because it's really scary, because it's like a nightmare. Like you don't know what's going on, especially if it's your first experience and you've never heard of sleep paralysis. As a child, it's really scary. So yeah. Alright guys, so I finished this wash and go, and I decided to do like an off-center part. Usually I do a middle part, and I tried a side part I think 2 weeks ago, and I ended up liking the side part, but I wanted to try like something in the middle, like an off-center part. So it's like not a side part, it's not a middle part, it's kind of in the middle of the two. I don't like it. So I just wanted to try it because I saw that I noticed that Minnie Marley does it a lot. She does this like off-center part, but I just think it looks better on her because her hair goes into a different shape than mine. Her hair is literally like this, and then it has like this like tapered shape. My hair is starting to like, my shape is starting to like weigh a bit down now. So to me it looks a little weird. It might look better once it dries and get some more volume and I do my edges and then I put some makeup on, I don't know. But whatever, I'm not in love with it, so I probably won't do it again, but it's something I just wanted to try. But yeah, so that's the end of my story time about sleep paralysis. Be safe tonight, kids, and